Hi YouTube, I'm Chris. This is my show, My Life as an Air Adventure. I'm here today to do a BookTube book review. It's on Jodi Picoult's Leaving Time. I'm a big fan of Jodi Picoult. The first book I ever read of hers was 19 Minutes, which is about a school shooting. And the, aftermath of it and what came before it, what led to it. The second book I read was Dante's Circle, I think, which wasn't my favorite, but it was actually almost the first Jodi Picoult book I picked up. I didn't pick it up because I didn't know that I would like it, and at the time it was like $20, and I wasn't spending that much on books. I didn't want to buy a book I didn't know I was gonna like. But of course, I eventually read My Sister's Keeper, which is the book they completely ignored when they made the movie My Sister's Keeper, starring Alec Baldwin and Cameron Diaz. They didn't completely ignore it. They just, kind of pissed all over it. But that's not her fault. That's Hollywood's fault. So, like I said, I'm a fan of hers. I haven't always loved her books. I haven't always loved her work. But they're almost always intriguing. Sometimes they're a bit formulaic, I guess. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation of that word. But, you can always kind of see a pattern growing. And usually I try and predict the ending of the book. This one I tried to predict the ending of the book. And let me tell you, it didn't happen. It's probably her most... I don't know if it's her most ambitious attempt or not. But it definitely shied away from her usual ending. It was a shocking ending. I read it in about 2.5 days, give or take. I started it on Tuesday night a little bit, and then read most of the day Wednesday. Read quite a bit on Wednesday, and actually, I guess, I don't know, it's been more than that, because I know I started it on Tuesday, and today's Friday, and I just finished it, so I guess it's been more than 2.5 days, but I read the majority of it. The second half of the book I read in today, almost in one sitting, either before work a little bit while I was waiting on a ride, and then tonight. I can't really give in any specifics. To say that it involves elephants is really just not enough of a sell for it. I mean, it does involve elephants. There's a lot about memory and grief. But there's also murder, and a mystery involved, and a search. I'm not going to give too much away, because I don't want to ruin it. But I think it's it's definitely up there with 19 Minutes and My Sister's Keeper. I don't know if it's above them, but it's definitely number 3 of the books that I've read of hers. It's going to be a short review because I don't want to give too much away. I wouldn't say it's a happy ending. There are a lot of her books aren't happy endings, but they're satisfying endings. I don't hate any of the characters except for maybe one. I don't. Usually, when I'm reading a book, I'm thinking about how it will be adapted into a movie. Just because that's the way while I love to read, I also want to see what I'm reading eventually transferred onto film. Um, I don't think they could ever do that with this one. Um, but I highly recommend you pick it up. Um, yeah. I can't really give too much away. It's a huge step away from what she usually does. Um, it's something I've never seen from her before. I don't know that she's never done it because I've not read all her work. But I don't know that. But I would say it's probably the farthest away from anything. I couldn't even compare it to any of her other books. That's how different it is. But I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I read it. I haven't loved her last two books as much as I have loved um, her earlier work, or her middle work, I guess. She's written, let's see if I have a list here. She's written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. She's written 20 books. Not counting this one, this is 21. I would say I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I've read over half. And I've liked some, and I've loved some. I would definitely put this in the love category. Even though I kind of want to throttle her for the ending. I just noticed who one of her who one of the blurbs on the back is from, and it's fitting. Definitely. It's definitely better than her last book. Probably the last two. The one before that was really good. The one before that was really good. And then the one before... yeah. So, it's probably my third favorite book. I don't own a lot of her work, just because I had to sell my collection for a while, and so I only have 6 now. But this is definitely in the top 3 that I own. I highly recommend you pick it up and read it. That's really all I can say. So yeah, Jodi Picoult, Leaving Time, Ballantine Books. I'm gonna hide the blurb because I don't want you to see it. Yeah. So yeah, there's Jodi Picoult. Here's the cover. So yeah, give it a read. Tell me what you think. Let me know if you've read it before. I don't have that many followers, so I doubt anyone I know has read it. But I definitely recommend that they do. It's a very mind-boggling book. So yeah, it took me... yeah. Alright, that's all. Let me know what you think if you've read it, if you do read it. And have a good night. Next up on my list is probably Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. Although I'm going tomorrow to a half-price books outlet store that's having everything for $1. So we'll see what I pick up there, but I might even start Golden Sun tonight. I don't know, or early in the morning. But yeah, definitely read this book and let me know what you think. Have a good night.